Hi friends! So I decided I was going to whip up a few of these cute little takeout boxes, and I thought, well, why not make a video on it? So it's going to be a real quick and easy one. This is the 2018 Stamping Up Holiday Catalog. And in the catalog on page 51 is this adorable takeout box. And the dies are here. So $45 and you get 8 dies in there. And they make this box. Here's the die that makes the box, and you need to cut 2 of these. And then here's all the accessories that it comes with. Isn't this cute? And I'm also going to be using on page 49, I'm going to use some of the Toil and Trouble designer paper. I spent a while the other day cutting out some witches from the designer paper. It comes with 2 sheets of these adorable witches. Here, let me show you again. So here's the paper, and there's the sheet with the witches on it, and there's this sheet. Oh my God, it has frogs. Let me show you. Frogs are the one thing in this universe that I cannot stand. So here's another sheet. It's cats and cauldrons. And on the back is this really fun Lucky Limeade polka dot print. And then this one has adorable ghosts, and they're kind of got some purple in them too. And then the purple stripes on the back side of that. And then there's the bats. And I love this pattern on the back of it. The witches' hats. And on the back of the witches' hats are frogs. I hate frogs. I detest frogs. So I prefer to look at this side of this sheet. Now the great thing about this paper is that you can get the cauldron framelit dies, and they will cut out. There's the witch. There's the hat. It also cuts out, this is the Cauldron Bubble stamp set that coordinates with it, but the dies will also cut out some of the stuff that's on the designer paper. I didn't get those because they're back ordered at the moment, but I wanted to use the paper, so I thought, well, I'll just cut it out. I was just sitting there watching TV one night with my hubby and thought, why not? So I cut out all of these. Now I'm not going to make that many boxes, but I am going to put 1 on each box. So this is what I came up with. Here's that cute box. And it's going to have candy in it for the lucky people who get one of these boxes. You can put a good amount of candy in there. Good excuse to go shopping and see what kind of candy I can find. And then it just closes up. And then I put a die cut from some of the paper. Another one of the sheets in that paper package is these cute fall pumpkins, but the reverse side is a bunch of witches' brooms. So I used one of the dies from the die set, this one here, to cut out a piece of that paper and put in behind the witch. And then I used the bat punch and punched a bat out of the black foil paper. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Uh-oh, dust. Oh well. So, I'm going to show you how I made this cute little box. We'll just move the witches out of the way here. And I'm going to move my big shot in. And my apologies if it gets a little wiggly. You can cut 4 of these out of 1 sheet of cardstock, so that you can make 2 complete boxes out of 1 sheet. So there you go. There's a half a sheet, and you put it on like that onto the big shot. and just run it through. Go slow so you don't shake too much. My apologies. I'm just going to do it once because I do have more of them cut. So there's the cutout. It's easy to get out of the die. It's easy to see the score lines. And then once you've cut one out, then you just put the die cut back on like this and whip it through, and you get the second one too. So let me just move this out of the way because I already have some cut. So I have two of them. And they're exactly the same. But we're going to use the reverse. So I'm going to use some tear-in tape to put it together. The first thing to do is to score on all the score lines. And don't forget the side ones, because this is where the tape is going to go to hold them together. So this weekend is Thanksgiving in Canada. And there's a pumpkin festival not far from where we live. So we get to go and toss pumpkins and do pumpkin bowling and go through a corn maze. We're going to do that with our local grandchildren. There we are. So just one more to do. Now, on one of them, you're going to use a bit of tear-in tape on the bottom, and this is what's going to hold them together. The bases overlap. I know there's easier ways to cut this tear-in tape if you use a little ruler, but I find it just as easy to do this. Now, this is exactly the right width for these little end pieces, and I don't want to have any issues, so I'm just going to cut off a little bit and put it on there because I don't want any sticking out. I'll just stick that on there. And so there's 4 of these to do, 2 on each one. Oh, this tape is so sticky. It sticks to your fingers. Oops, made that one a bit long. Let's tear off a little bit of it. There we go. And do the other one. You could probably put this together with Tombow glue too. I never thought of that. But I just may put the other ones together with it because it would be a bit quicker than cutting down this tape. The only thing with Tombow is you have to hold it for a couple of seconds to make sure it grabs onto the cardstock. There we go. Okay, so we're ready to put it together. This doesn't take long. So we're going to take the liner off of these 2 pieces of tear-in tape. I like using tear-in tape because it holds really well, and that way your box won't fall apart. And then you're going to have your sides going in 4 directions and line it up, and there we go. Put it together. And now you're just going to tear off the liners from this tear-in tape. I don't think I've got my light close enough here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So just going to line up the sides like that, and then take the next one off and line it up. Then just take your fingers and make sure you get a good connection there. Burnish the cardstock onto the tape. And the third one. And finally the 4th one. There you go. Now, I'm going to take my bone folder and just go on each one of those just to make sure that I've got good adhesion, and close it up. And then this just kind of slides in there like that. And there's your box. It's done. So now I'm just going to cut out a piece of the designer paper. I'll just get this die off there. There's my strip. There's the strip I used before. And here's the the die I'm going to use. And we'll just run that through again and again. Hang on, we won't be long. And I promise that's the last of the die cutting. As the witches are all cut out already. Okay, so there's the box. Let's use a bit of adhesive on here. Like that. And we'll use this witch this time. Now I'm just putting adhesive on her skirt because I don't... She sticks up quite a ways past the edge of the box. And you can't have her feet down too far or the box won't be able to stand up. So there it is. There's a cute little box. How easy was that? The only thing I have left to do is punch out a bat. And I don't know which one I'm... Oh, maybe we'll just use that one. So I'm just punching out one bat out of the foil paper. There it is. Oh, this one is the opposite way. I don't want to use that bat. I want to use another bat. I want to use the center bat. So let's see if I can get one cut out. Let's just cut out a piece of the paper because I don't want to cut all three bats out. I just want to cut that one out. So I will cut out a strip of the paper so that I can just put it in here and punch just that. So it'll be a strip like this, and I'll just run it along like that. Then I don't have to do the whole bat. Now we'll just put a little dot of Tombow on the back of him. Then we can secure just his body and let his wings float free. And just put him there beside her because they're good friends. And there we are. Now let's see if I've got some chocolate. I always have chocolate and candies in my crafter because I never know when I'm going to want to make stuff. So we just we'll pop them in this one because this one's open. Here's a Twix bar and a Snickers, and there we are. A little candy treat box for some very special people. And I'm not going to tell you what it's for because then they will know, the people that are getting it. And I don't want them to know who's getting it because it's going to be a surprise. So, there we go. Here's how to get a hold of me. My blog is called In My Craft Room, and it's located at glendamollet.blogspot.com. My online store is glendamollet.stampinup.net. And if you want to email me, it's gjmollet@shaw.ca. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope you have a very special day. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now.